I'm switching to iPhone for 1 month for the first time, well, ever. This is the first time I'm going to be using the iPhone or the iOS system in my entire smartphone life for my main phone. So what's at stake here? Well, if I can't find something that clearly makes Android superior, then I'm going to be using the iPhone for a full year. So before I get started in going with how my initial switch went, I kind of want to give a little bit of backstory of why I'm switching. A while back last year, I bought the 16 Pro because since I review phones and I like to put some focus on cameras, because I think it's one of the more important parts of the current generation or the newer generation of smartphones. You kind of have to have the iPhone because it's considered one of the best camera systems that's available for smartphones. Yeah, the picture taking capabilities are surpassed by some Android phones, but it's still going to be very competitive with the entire array of phones that are out there. And then when it comes to video, this is considered to be the best one. So this one kind of needs to be in the loop in order to determine how good Android cameras have really gotten and where they really stand in the overall scheme of things. But what I have never done is actually use the iPhone as my main phone for any period of time whatsoever. I've never owned an iPhone before the 16 Pro. And with the 16 Pro, all I did was basically add a few apps in there that I can use from home and just use it a little bit to get a feel for it. But I never actually made it my one and only phone. So that's what I'm going to be doing in this series. So now to go over the process of switching over, I will say that I didn't go through the smartest route of doing this, because I know when you first start up the phone to set it up, it does ask you if you're switching from an Android to iPhone to kind of give you that process of bringing everything over as seamlessly as possible. Since I didn't go that route and I had set up the phone already previously for just to, gain access to the camera and a few of the apps just to get a use, like a few of the software, I didn't go through that process because Android was still going to be my main phone. So I didn't want to go ahead and switch everything over. So my switching process was not hiccup free. It wasn't terrible, but it was time consuming. So for one, I had to download all the apps that I use manually. I guess the positive of that is I didn't bring in over any apps that I hadn't used in a long time. And I'll just wait till I need that app to download it again, because most likely I won't be downloading it to begin with. So that kind of helped clean up my app drawer quite a bit with this, with the iOS. These second headache, which again happens because I went from an Android to iPhone system to iOS system, was switching WhatsApp. WhatsApp with Android, at least the way I have it set up, was backing up to Google Drive, and so I would just click back up, and when I go to my new Android phone, I just restore the latest backup. When I went to iPhone, it automatically checked for in iOS, and I was not able to find a way to switch it to Google to grab the backup from there, which is probably why they have that specific method when you're switching from one OS to the other. So what happened with me is, I had all my contacts and I had my groups, but none of the messages were there. To me, it wasn't a big deal because I don't care to have messages for too long anyway. Anything after a week, I'm not even going to be looking at anymore, most likely. When it comes to the videos and pictures that are shared on the chats, I wasn't worried about them, because if I actually liked them and wanted to save them, I would download them and then back them up to Google Drive. I wouldn't rely on WhatsApp to keep them there. One is that, the chats can get filled up with so many pictures that you'll lose the ones that, or not lose them, but it'll be hard to find the ones that you really want. So just in terms of organization, I don't think that WhatsApp is a great system to just keep your photos and videos that you really like. Download them and back them up. I think that's the right process. And that's why I wasn't worried about losing my chats, my history. The other thing is that I was notified that I was added, like if I was a brand new addition to all the groups. Now I'm hoping that the other members of the groups didn't get that same notification, but not a big deal either way. I just wouldn't care to have that notification pop up for everyone else that I just switched phones. The next thing I want to talk about is the password system, or I guess the repository for the passwords. Obviously, mine are stored with Google because I was using Android for so long. So I have all of my passwords basically in Google, and I was kind of concerned that I wouldn't be able to access the passwords on the iPhone. The good thing is I was able to log into my Google account and make that one of my options for, obtaining passwords. So it really was not hard at all to switch over, because I could choose, use I think it's use Chrome is the option that gives you if it doesn't pop up on the keyboard itself, and so you can search for it there. A couple of things with it that aren't 100% perfect. If the password was saved under the app name, so for the Android app name, is kind of given a key, like a unique identifier for the app, and when you're on Android, it just ignores it and gives you the app name. But when you're looking at it through iPhone or maybe Google Chrome, I'm not sure if it's iOS or just looking at it through the website, that is the issue. It has that unique identifier and you can't really see the app name at all. So the way I go about it is I search for the app name and it starts reducing them until you get to one option, and that's usually the right one. You're just not going to see the app name on it. So far it's worked. I haven't come across one that said it was the wrong password, so that's one thing. The second thing that I have some concerns about is the future passwords that I either update or save. I don't know if it's going to save directly to iCloud or it's going to give me the option to save to Google. I hope I get the option to save to Google, because if not, I have to find a way to transfer them over if I ever switch back to Android. I guess worst case scenario, I would just have to try to remember the password if I try to log into the app, and use either recover password or something and save it under Android if I go that switch back. It's not the end of the world, but it would be an inconvenience if I were to switch back, which I wouldn't even doubt it if that's part of their plan anyway. So we'll see though. I haven't actually had to save a new password to see if I can save it into Chrome instead. The next thing I want to cover is the eSIM process. So I had avoided going to eSIM because I switch SIM cards pretty often, but I think I'm going to go a different route. If I end up staying with the iPhone, I'll go about it a different way, where I won't be switching my main SIM card or eSIM too often. The process was very painless. Honestly, it was one of the easiest things that I did in the entire process of switching over to iPhone. All I did, I have Verizon as my main SIM card, my main account. So I downloaded the Verizon app, logged in with the phone, and then recognized that I had an iPhone. And I'm sure they know already that it's an iPhone 16 Pro. They have all those details already when I log in. So they know it's eSIM only. So they immediately brought up a pop-up asking if I want to assign my iPhone 16 Pro an eSIM. From there, it asks you, do you want to create a new account? I mean, a new line, or do you want to add a new line, or do you want to use an existing line? I chose existing line, obviously, because it's replacing my Android phone on my main line. So from there, it gives you a list of the different lines you have on your account. I have a few, so I chose the one that I'm replacing. And then it asked me if I'm sure I want to switch it from physical SIM to eSIM. I'm pretty sure that came up. So I clicked sure, went through the process. After those few questions, it did everything on its own. It changed the physical SIM to an eSIM. It applied it to the phone itself without doing anything extra. And then it asked me to restart the phone. I restarted the phone, and when it came up, it was all set up and already had signal. And then at the same time, my Google Pixel 10 Pro Fold had the physical SIM, and that lost its signal, so it deactivated the physical SIM. That process was about as painless as it can be. Obviously, we're a few years into eSIM only for iPhone. I'm sure it was not that easy when it first came out, but at this point, the process was so simple that it's definitely not a reason to avoid the new iPhone, if that's one of your reasons for holding out. I'm assuming that if I log into my Verizon account with another phone that doesn't have a SIM card or an eSIM, it'll recognize it and it'll probably go through the same process. I haven't tried it, and I don't plan on trying it anytime soon, at least until this is over. We'll see how this goes. So it's just, the process is painless at this point. And then the last thing I'm going to talk about, because I haven't spent enough time with the software to really give a good opinion of how it's going so far, is I want to talk about the physical build of the phone. It's basically at the highest level you can get in terms of build quality. So when you're grabbing it, it feels like a tank. It's not like it feels super heavy, it just feels like it's very solid and there's no play whatsoever, no give. In terms of comparing it to an Android, it's definitely better than even the best Androids are out there that I've, used, carried, held, whatever. I haven't found another one, not even Samsung or Google, where the physical quality of the phone matches the iPhone. So a couple things I want to point out. The camera bump, it's not a flat surface, it's kind of curved up, which feels nice, and that takes extra effort to get that right. The transitioning points for the back glass, front glass, and the side rails is the smoothest that I have felt. Maybe the one that comes closest to this is the OnePlus 13 that I have. That one's very smooth, but that's also because they have curved glass at the end, very small amount, but it's curved, so that kind of helps with that. This is the smoothest transition from any of the flat glass flat phones that I've had. The buttons are all basically, they feel perfect. None of them have any play whatsoever when I try to rock them back and forth. Even with the Google Pixel that I have here, it has some play. Actually, this one has quite a bit of play. It does feel solid and like a proper button. It feels good. It's not bad quality, but it's not to this level. It's almost like saying the Pixel 10 Pro Fold is a high quality phone, and then the iPhone 16 Pro is like S tier quality phone. Another example is going to be the S25 Edge. This one has even stiffer buttons than the Pixel. And even then, you can still feel some play. It's minimal, but you feel it. The other thing is the transition from here. It doesn't feel as smooth. Like it does have a bit of a roundness to it, but then it has a little lip that catches your finger a little bit. Small things like that kind of set it apart. And then just everything overall is the best quality you can get from a phone. And that's just the Apple way of doing things. In terms of return on investment, having these buttons be 100% stiff where they don't have any play at all is not gonna make the phone any better, and it's not gonna make you sell any more phones. I don't think anyone is really focusing on that all that much. But Apple, the Apple philosophy is about bringing out a perfect phone or a perfect product overall. While the smart business move is probably to just get to 90% there, 95% there, Apple likes to go 100% all the way to get everything perfected. And it's not gonna help them business wise, but it does help their reputation about being perfectionists, and people like that. And obviously they can't really turn back from that now, or that's gonna look bad on them. But it shows in their product that they work to perfect it, and it's the best physically built phone out there. Obviously, I'm not gonna say it's the toughest, because they have some tough phones out there, but tough doesn't mean that it's built better. It's just built in a way that can handle more of a beating. There's just so many reasons why the iPhone is just a great phone overall. Excluding the software, which I have to still test out 100%. So that's all I have about my initial thoughts about it and my switching. Be sure to subscribe if you're interested in finding out how the rest of my testing goes, and see if I decide at the end if I have to stay with the iPhone for the full year or if I'm going to switch back to Android. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.